Cool. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Just Learn Crypto Show. Today we got super lucky. We've got John McAfee on the show. John's one of the most interesting people in the crypto space, and so honored that he was able to take a little bit of time to come shoot the shit with us. So thanks so much for coming on, John. How's your day going?
It's going great. It's been busy, but the busier my days, the more fun I have. I like work.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you're all over the place. You're on Twitter posting all the time. You literally crack me up at least 5 times a day when I follow your Twitter thread. I love how honest you are, man. There's so many people trying to like keep face and trying to, put out this, corporate suit and tie image, and you're just such a real dude, man. Me and Ken got to meet you last summer on the Coinsbank cruise, and that was one of the most interesting crypto events that I've ever been to. What was your biggest takeaway from that event? Do you remember much of that event? I know it was pretty much a party cruise.
I think I've been on 2 of those cruises. I think the last one, the biggest event, was a drinking contest we had in the cigar bar the night before everybody had to leave the boat to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman that I ended up having my contest with passed out. I had to be taken off the boat in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and his wife was pissed off, to say the least.
So the takeaway is, don't challenge John McAfee to a drinking contest.
Yeah, I'm Irish, and I'm 74. I mean,
Jeez.
I'm 94% alcohol as it is. Nothing we can do.
I still can't believe you're 74, man. I heard it the other day, and I had to look into it and see if it was true. And that's unbelievable, man. You've obviously been relevant in the tech space, very relevant in the cryptocurrency space. So before we dive into anything too serious, man, I want to start it out a little lighthearted. What was John McAfee like as a child? What kind of kid were you, man?
Well, in my early childhood was pretty spectacular. I mean, early, from the age of 6 years old on. I lived out in the Appalachian Mountains, at the edge of nowhere, but plenty of woods. And in the summertime, during summer vacation, that 3 months was like the greatest thing that ever happened. And we would live, the kids, we'd go out with all the neighborhood boys. We would build forts and tree houses, and we would put dams on creeks and make massive ponds, and just have our own world for 3 months out of the year. The rest of the year was school, and I used to get spanked if I did not get straight A's. So I got straight A's. The spanking didn't hurt me, neither did the straight A's.
Yeah.
As I got older, I got very entrepreneurial. I used to mow yards in the neighborhood and shovel snow in the wintertime, and I was the richest 10-year-old on the block. Ordinary kid, just a little bit ambitious.
That's awesome,
As I got older, I kept the entrepreneurial spirit.
That's cool, man. It sounds like we had I grew up in the country as well. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, man. Like building forts.
It's great to have your own world. I mean, like in the summer, have your own world away from adults. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just a bunch of kids in the woods, living there all day and having to go home at night. But sometimes in the summer, if we were lucky, our parents would let us sleep out in our tree houses or things. Same for you?
Yeah, no, exactly, man. I literally all my best memories of a kid was like just playing out, building forts, making friends, digging tiger traps in the woods and just finding cool shit. And those are memories that a lot of kids don't have these days, especially in the city.
I know. It's tragic because in today's world, in the urban and suburban environments, you can't get away from adults as a kid.
Yeah.
If you were a boy back when I was growing up in summertime, and you had woods extending 100 miles in all fucking directions, well then, trust me, we could get away, and we did. And nothing terrible happened. No Lord of the Flies there occurred.
Exactly. No, man, that's awesome, man. I'm glad we had similar childhood. I mean, even me, when I was 10 years old, man, I started shoveling driveways, and that was I've actually done Yeah, I was the richest 10-year-old on the block too. I had the nicest bike.
Awesome, isn't it? It's great to have that money. You know, even when I was there, it was only $2 for mowing a whole lawn and 75 cents for shoveling a walk. But still, you know, money's money.
Money's money.
You don't mind if I do tequila shooters while we
No,
talk?
dude, you're John fucking McAfee. Is your middle name actually fucking, or is that just something I made up in my head?
Yeah, I think so. That's what my parents told me. But
John fucking McAfee.
no,
That's
my
awesome. Well, you
middle
know what?
name is actually
What is it? Sorry?
my middle name is actually David. So
David.
not that that matters.
Well, listen, you enjoy your tequila. I don't get to talk to John McAfee very often, so I'm going to enjoy a little joint.
Look at this. All right.
You know what, John? Actually, a year ago, almost to the day, me and Ken Bozak interviewed you for his podcast. And you were the first person I ever kind of interviewed online, and it spurred me into starting the Just Learn Crypto show. And I've done about 30 episodes over the last year. So it's cool to almost a year to the date to have you back and, you know, just have one-on-one with me and you. So it's kind of a historic day for me too, man.
Wonderful.
Let's dive into the McAfee DEX, man. I know a lot of people are curious about, you know, just to get more information about it. I know you guys have the beta live right now. So how long do you think the beta is going to be running? And at what point are you guys going to be into like the full-fledged McAfee DEX?
Okay, well, the beta came out almost 2 weeks ago with the Ethereum blockchain and any coins on that blockchain. We have all the ERC-20s all the way up to ERC-1440. On the 8th of November, we'll add the Tron blockchain.
Okay.
The 1st of January, the 5th, we will add EOS, NEO, and Binance. And then the second quarter, the first week in the second quarter of 2020, we will have cross chains.
Okay.
Now, when that happens, assuming we can keep our speed up, and by the way, we know speed is a serious problem now. We fixed much of it. Well, we increased the speed by a factor of 4 today. By next week, it'll be reasonable. We hope to have a one second response time. But it's a beta, for heaven's sake. So, but anyway, so we're bringing it out in waves because one blockchain, even with one blockchain, the shit that happens, you just won't believe. When, you know, no matter how you design, develop, and code a project, a system, you think, yeah, it's going to work. No, there's always something you've missed. We haven't missed anything in terms of, say, protecting money. We don't hold any. That's all on the Ethereum blockchain. So you are guaranteed that at least you won't lose your funds on the McAfee DEX. But we know it's slow. We fixed much of that today. There was only the Ethereum blockchain in beta 1, beta 2. As I said, we'll have Tron. So what our goal is by the second quarter of next year to have this truly decentralized and distributed exchange that is the equivalent of Binance now, except every single coin ever made.
Wow.
You can, by the way, one of the things you can do on the McAfee DEX, if you want to add a token, you press Add Token. You put in the technical specs of that token, and you're listed. We don't charge anything. We don't even have control of it.
So there's no listing fee. There's no listing fee to put a token on. How are you going to make money with the exchange, if you don't mind me asking, if there's no listing fee?
Well, you know, we're not trying to make a fortune. We have to charge exchange fees like everybody, but we are the smallest exchange fees, 1/4 of 1% of a transaction. So we're the smallest of anybody. Our code is open source, so anybody can build their own DEX and just add on to ours and get whatever's coming through their portal. We're not out to make a fortune on this. We're out to provide a sound basis for decentralized exchanges that actually work, meaning they're fast, they have every single pair, and it actually works, and there is volume. The one thing we cannot do is fiat to crypto or crypto to fiat.
Yeah.
Okay, the on-ramp and off-ramp we can't do. But please, I want everybody to imagine a world 2 years from now, maybe. Right now, I don't care who you are. If you go on the web, over half of everything that you need in your life, you can purchase with crypto. I know for a fact. Janice purchased a 1958 Corvette with crypto.
No
All
way.
right. You can buy houses with crypto and clothes and bulk foods,
Yep.
almost everything. In 2 years' time, there should be nothing you cannot buy with crypto.
Yeah.
If you are already on the ramp, in other words, you have your money into crypto, and let's say the market is fluctuating crazily, and you go, oh my God, I'm going to get out. Instead of getting out into fiat, get out into a stable coin like DAI. Never, ever has varied more than 1% from the US
Sorry,
dollar.
which stable coin are you talking about? What's it called?
DAI.
DAI. Okay. And what's that? I
It's
haven't
part of,
heard of
it's
that
part of,
stable
it's
coin.
part of, it's one of the products from Maker. Please look at those guys are fucking awesome.
Okay.
They did, and this coin has anywhere from 15 to $50 million a day in volume. You can't possibly pump it because it can't ever increase in price or decrease in value. So it's a new animal. But instead of getting out of the fiat, if in fact you can buy, there's nothing you can't buy with DAI. Try it, okay? Everybody accepts DAI now.
Awesome. Good to know.
It's the stable coin of choice. So if you've got a stable coin, don't have to get into fiat. Fiat becomes completely immaterial.
Yep. Absolutely, man. Obviously, like running a decentralized exchange or even having the idea to start one requires, a certain mentality. Like, what inspired you to make this platform? Was there a huge problem or a huge gap in the market that you saw? Like, what led you to starting McAfee DEX?
It had nothing to do with the market. It had to do with the fact that centralized exchanges are our weak point. I mean, what happened in China 2 years ago? They shut down every decentralized exchange. Why? Because they could. They're located in a central location. They have employees and computers and software and electricity. Shut the electricity off or arrest everybody or go in and destroy the machines. That's our weak point. As long as we have decentralized exchanges, one of two things will happen. The decentralized exchanges will close or they will become part of government and adhere to whatever regulations, which means you will do this that the government chooses, which is not in our interest as people. So we have to have decentralized exchanges that they don't know who you are. We don't ask who you are, where you are, or nothing.
Yeah.
No information.
So there's no KYC on your platform.
Nothing.
There's no limits,
Nothing.
no blocks,
Now,
nothing like that.
Who took the risk here? Only me, because we designed this on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay.
Very sophisticated set of smart contracts. This is our DEX. It's already there. It can't ever go away. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's on the blockchain. An immutable fucking record. So now, when the SEC comes, I'm going to go, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think. Oh, you guys may have an interest in this? And the IRS? Oh, God, I'm so sorry. However, it's here. I've done it. I can't change it.
Yeah,
how about SEC? I will make a special DEX just for you.
The SEC DEX.
You understand? Yes. I committed no crime in doing this, even though they will charge me with one. I promise you. But I committed no crime. I broke no laws. I violated no regulations. I set in motion. I gave life to a system of smart contracts on the blockchain that can't ever be stopped.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Well, no. Okay. And we've made it open source, both for our tiny little portal, which that's all it is, a window into the blockchain, and for our smart contracts. And we're creating portals for whoever wants one. We have 13 so far in just 2 weeks.
Wow.
But when we have 1,000, you can't shut us down. If you take the McAfee DEX, hey dog, what's up?
Hey, Marley
Dog
just wanted to say hi.
I don't know, if I were you and I saw my dog sit up suddenly, I'd go, who just came in my fucking house, right?
No, back to nap time. That's all.
That is one handsome dog. So
Thank you.
So basically what I've done can no longer be stopped. And the fact that we have open source and multiple portals mean if you stop McAfeeDEX.com, doesn't make any difference. We have already 13 additional portals to come through. Same thing, same functionality, no difference. And the portal managers, though, who get the domain names and manage those portals, they get 0.5% of all transactions.
Okay.
That's a big, that's a big deal for some
Absolutely, man. Well, so what are you guys doing? How are you going to go about adding volume to the platform?
Everybody says that. I believe that if you build it, they will come. When we have reached the point, and think about it, nobody's cheaper than us, no charge to list, no information required, and nobody charges less than us for a transaction fee. And by the second quarter of 2020, you realize that, good God, it's functional with cross-chain transactions and all the blockchains. Well, then I don't have to worry about volume. Common sense says
it'll be there.
If I'm equivalent to Binance in terms of functionality, and who will be far more than Binance, they list some tiny percentage of all the coins. We'll have them. We'll have them all. And if I'm cheaper and more functional, do I have to worry about volume? No, my friend. I'm from the old school. Build the best fucking product in the world.
Yeah. I have one recommendation. Instead of having a stop loss button, you should have a dick loss button. So you don't lose your
dick. All right.
Let's touch on that for a second, because I've what the fuck, John? What's going on with this you're gonna eat your dick if what are the actual terms of this outlandish thing that's being dubbed the dickening?
Did not that statement add tremendously to the focus on crypto and the number of people?
Dude, I fucking love it, man. I love it.
That's number one. And number two, let's get real, honest, for the first time between you and I, about what's actually happening. Do you realize there's only 21 million Bitcoins? 17 million have already been mined, only 3 million left, and it will take more than a dozen years before those are mined.
Yep.
7 million have been lost, leaving only 10, all right? And every single day, 4 times as many Bitcoins are lost as are mined. Why? Because people can't remember a fucking password, or they forget to write down that dozen or 20 words in sequence. Duck, gash, yesterday, whatever it is, right? And they lose it.
No, keep going. I want to know what the other 8 words are.
What's that?
Said keep going. I want to know what the other 8 words are.
So now, whatever they are. So now, and then on the other hand, we have a coin that is actually increasing. I don't give a shit what people say. In usage, more and more people are accepting it. More and more people are using it. You have a product that is increasing dramatically in usage, decreasing dramatically in availability, and you tell me what it's worth. I promise you, 10 times what it is now just today.
So do you have an exact, what's your actual prediction? And is there a date? Is there a date for this whole thing? Because I haven't done enough.
By December 31st, 2020, I've got $1 million. That's my prediction. I think that's a very conservative prediction.
Cool, man. And like, if it's not, what does eat your dick mean?
Well, I've already worked that out. I've already subcontracted the problem with a team of Bangkok prostitutes that are going to do the job for me
So kind of like
over
eating
a period
ass,
of,
but
over a period of many years,
okay.
and we'll have to work with it. It'll make doing podcasts. Will make doing podcasts a little difficult since it's got to be a 24-hour a day.
Oh fuck! I love how weird you are, John. So you're still planning on running for president in 2020. What's that look like? Like what's that taking out of your schedule to actually be involved with that?
Virtually nothing right now. The following I have in the Libertarian Party knows exactly who I am. They know that I can't be president, that I don't want to be president, but that access to the national stage, especially at this critical point in the juncture of human evolution, it's necessary that I talk to the world. And everybody's listening. The whole world listens to American presidential politics.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have an ear, and I have a lot to say. And mostly I want to say how cryptocurrency can free us from the bondage that we've been in since the Industrial Revolution. That was not a revolution. That was merely those in power taking more fucking power.
Yeah.
And it's reached an extreme today.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking it anymore. Obviously, I'm in a fucking tinfoil room again. Because the world is after me. But I'm not taking it anymore. And I have taken a stand. And I will take this stand until or unless those pyramidal power structure, which are so infused with corruption, unless they collect me. And I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad that someone that's willing to be that open.
I've got more experience in the hacking community and therefore in the spying community than all the world's spy masters combined.
I believe it.
I designed the fucking systems that they're using at the very core. They're still using at the core me, my fucking technology. So I know their limitations.
Are there any mobile phones right now that you think have? I mean, I know there's no cybersecurity with mobile phones, but what do you think would be like the best one to use if someone wanted to be as safe as they could be with a mobile?
Now, you're asking a person that does not have a mobile phone. Neither does James. Neither do any of my staff. Neither do any that hang with me. Why? You got a mobile phone. You are constantly being spied on if someone wants to spy on you.
Yeah.
No. The only phone I use is this little device here.
Okay, the Nokia.
It's by Unidata. It's not a phone. This is not a cell phone. This is a specialized device that goes through a specialized channel into another country somewhere.
Okay.
Where this communication is turned into a cell phone transmission.
Interesting.
And then I talk just like I'm on my cell phone, but I'm actually 6,000 miles from the antenna of this cell phone.
Wow. So
this is all I can use. Okay.
Gotcha.
So you may see, I don't know if you can see on the top of the safe.
Hi, Janice.
You can?
Yeah. Well,
whatever. An 8-channel signal jammer.
Wow.
So just in case my Faraday cage fails, no signal will ever get in here. Signals will get out if there's a fail, but it doesn't matter.
So what does the tinfoil do? What's the reasoning behind the tinfoil? Do you just have really bad like interior design skills, or is it actually serving a purpose?
Well, I do have bad interior design skills, but that's probably not the reason for this. No, a Faraday cage prevents signals from entering and leaving. Any kind of signal, any RF frequency, light even, anything. So why do I want to come in? Because I don't want anybody knowing where I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if by accident, you know, I've got some device here that has been hacked, you know, by a friend on behalf of the CIA or whoever. I can't afford that risk. So the jammers prevent, and the tinfoil prevents anything from getting in and out. The tinfoil, anything getting in and out. The jammers preventing any signal from getting in. Signals can still get out because a device cannot establish communication without a protocol, and a protocol cannot be established without two-way communication. Even that does not matter. Listen, I am the master at computer security and spying.
I believe it.
What I
I mean,
don't
I
want
might
you
not
to
even be
know,
talking to John right now. I might be talking to John's double. Who knows?
you never know.
You
You
never
never know.
know.
But I
Listen,
do
man.
know what I'm doing, and I can say that no one will find me or can. It is not a possibility. I have put my mind to this task. Now, I've been playing, let me tell you, I'll be honest with you, I've actually been playing with the CIA and the NSA and the FBI for more years than I can count. You know, by providing bogus information that I'm involved in drugs or this or that, because I want to know what shit you've got.
Yeah.
What surveillance do you actually have? Just to make sure that you can't surveil me unless I want you to.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
right
you
now,
still travel though, right? Like, I mean, you were at the cruise
yeah, of
last
course,
summer. Like,
absolutely.
what kind of precautions do you take when you travel to ensure that, you know, shit's not going to go down?
We if it's, you know, if it's short distances, we travel in a special uh, modified car costing almost $750,000. That's both bulletproof and signal proof. We've traveled, if we travel any distance more than 20 kilometers, we go by helicopter. We never carry a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
We never carry with us a device which can transmit or receive an RF signal. Given that, how do you find anybody in this fucking world?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, man. A lot of the old school ways of finding people have, you know, disappeared now that we've got all this technology to help us out now.
I know.
I think we
Okay,
both we
we
miss
have
the
time.
old
We
days.
have time for one more question, my
No
friend.
worries, man. Last question, I guess, would be, what do you think, or who, I guess, who's your biggest competition in the decentralized exchange world?
I don't think we have any. And if you look at what's available, even the Binance, I mean, it's a decent exchange. There's nothing on there.
Yeah.
We have over 1,000. Well, I mean, we have over 2,000 pairs on our exchange, and it's growing every day. And it's our first beta release, only 2 weeks old. So we will so far outpace Binance by the second quarter of next year in every single way. I mean, look at what it costs to get on the Binance
Oh my
fucking
God. It's
exchange.
crazy, man.
Jesus God, all right. You got 80 grand? Go ahead. Do you want to get here for free? It's your choice, or you can do both,
Yeah.
right? So we don't charge anything. No, I think that I won't have any competition whatsoever the second quarter of next year. I really believe this. I've been developing software my entire fucking life. It's all I do. Well, I mean, you know, I love women pretty well, but you don't chow well, right? So, but no, I know how to do fucking software. This I know, and I know hardware and communications architectures. So, no one's close to us.
Yeah, I
End of
think it's
story.
awesome. I think it's awesome that you're 74 and still ambitious enough to keep taking on new projects, and just being such a face in the space, man. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that, you know, would take the first opportunity to retire and sit on a beach, and, you know, I'm sure you're doing a little bit of that, but, you know, you're still building projects and trying to make the whole crypto space more well known, promote mass adoption, make it easier for us to have an exchange, make it easier for us to get coins listed. So I think on behalf of the whole crypto community, man, thanks for what you're doing. What's the URL for the McAfee DEX so that if people want to check it out, they can go?
It's McAfeeDEX.com. That's it. McAfeeDEX.com.
Awesome.
And thank you so much, my friend. I've truly enjoyed this.
Thanks, John. Thanks a lot for coming on.
I'll come back anytime that Miss McAfee will schedule you for. Okay?
Well, next time I want to have her on, man. I need to get your better half one of these days.
Listen, the smart people in this space, no offense, but the smart people invite me and then say, well, why don't you have Miss McAfee join? and then just before the program starts, they say, well, Mr. McAfee, would it be okay if you say as little as possible? And could you maybe scoot your chair to the left so that you're only halfway in the frame?
Yeah. Well, Janice, thanks for thanks for putting up with John, Janice. And Ken Bozak says hi, Mom.
Oh yeah, tell him I said hi and be good.
Awesome.
Or
Well,
be good at it.
you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yes,
all right, anytime.
definitely.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.